Okay, I'm David Cross. I'm from England. I live in London. Well, I started when I was a child. My father was a musician and I learnt from him. So I started when I was a child. I continued. I started playing. I did my first professional gigs when I was probably about 18, 19. And I've played all my life, really. Progressive rock, I started, well, it wasn't called progressive rock then, it was just called rock music. So I started playing that from the age of probably the same, about 18 or 19. I was playing rock music as well as jazz and other things. I play an instrument called a violectra, which is a specially made electric violin. It's a cross between a violin and a viola. So it has 5 strings, 4 strings as the viola and 4 strings as the violin, and they overlap in the middle. So it's a mixture of both. The instrument was made for me by David Bruce Johnson in Birmingham in England, and it took about a year to make, and we've worked very hard on we use frets on a violin, which is not normal on a violin. So it's like guitar frets on a violin, but it's very difficult to get them exactly in tune, but that we've done now. I had another instrument made for me in England, which sounded beautiful, and I used on an album I made called Memos from Purgatory. But it was too heavy to use on stage, so I could use it in the studio for 20 minutes, half an hour, but I couldn't take it on tour with me. Yeah, I really love playing in Japan. I mean, particularly my wife is Japanese, so it's natural for me to want to play there. And they're a very particular kind of audience. They're always very, very well prepared to listen to everything. So I played in some the smallest place I've ever played in was like a little Cafe Raku in Osaka, tiny little room they use for folk music. And then with Stickmen we played in two clubs in Osaka and then Tokyo, which were beautiful. Well, with King Crimson, I remember playing in Phoenix in the desert, just as the sun went down. It was a beautiful moment. And here, I'm on the tour here, I think the show in Santiago is probably. But all the South American audiences seem really enthusiastic and seem to understand what we're doing. So. In La Paz, I'm expecting fireworks.